That's a good guitar riff. You should bring that goatee back.
I got the full beard now. Let me tell you the backstory to this. Now, when we got to the range, which was about 30 minutes away, we found that it had rained at the range, but not as heavily as it did back where we live. I had gotten this single Dragon's Breath round from a gun show.
Did you use the gun show loophole?
I may have.
You probably did. Is where you buy it without a background check?
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, then you used the loophole. That's what Hillary was talking about. Anyways, go on.
When we got to the range, we were supposed to shoot it the very first thing when we got there, and I had misplaced the round. I couldn't find it in my shooting bag.
It was probably in your right pocket.
Yeah, it probably was. Seeing as how I can't reach in.
Yeah, you'd have to like reach across the body awkwardly. Yeah, that would be pretty difficult to do.
But anyways, I misplaced it in my range bag. We had brought the fire extinguishers that we had from the cars. We're all ready to go. So we went through the whole day, shooting, doing our regular normal thing. And at the end of the day, when we packed up, when I started packing up my range bag, I found it. But by the end of the day, when I found it, the little moisture that was on the range had already dried up.
That makes sense, because you got like sunlight on dead grass. And dead grass doesn't absorb any water because it's dead. But at least you labeled the target, so you knew what you were going to shoot at. Because you got to be aware of your background and your foreground. So what it sounds like is you just weren't aware of your background being dead grass, but you understood that you were going to shoot this cardboard box, which is also flammable.
Yes, I knew the box was flammable, and that's why I brought it close. My mistake was I assumed that the Dragon's Breath shell was just a bunch of magnesium packed into a 12-gauge shell. But the guy who actually made this packed it with birdshot as well. So when it hit the box, that birdshot ricocheted off and carried the magnesium all the way out to the end of the range on the berm.
But you said you didn't have any fire extinguishers.
No, we did, but someone had brought them back to the cars because we were packing up to leave.
Where's the car?
Way out that way.
Okay.
It was a little walk to get back to him, or a little run, which would have taken me longer.
You mean a little airborne shuffle?
Yeah.
But in your case, it probably would have been a truffle shuffle.
I'm not that fat. I'm big boned.
Big bone is beautiful. Is that what they say?
Exactly.
I don't agree. Fat people are gross.
But anyways, see, right there you can see it ricochet.
It didn't even look like you hit it.
Well, I did. That's why it bounced back up and out over here.
You just said that.
Huh?
How'd you get your mind to put words on the screen like that?
It's a video. It's edited.
You just said that. You didn't expect it to ricochet. I mean, it does look like a pretty light show.
I mean, there was no recoil.
And this is what happened. Happened. That's a new word. H-A-P-P-E-N-D. Happened.
I'm sorry I missed the E between the N and the D.
Would you fat finger it on the keyboard?
Probably did. And the editing software did catch the spelling error, but I edited this video so quickly just to get it out there because I knew it was gonna get a lot of.
Yeah, you were like, I gotta ride this wave of failure. I gotta get all them YouTube likes. A minute.
I know I misspelled minute, but the reason I misspelled minute is I did fat finger it because the U and I on the keyboard are right next to each other.
Well, just get a different keyboard. You should get one of those like old people gaming boards that have like the giant numbers and letters. That way you can't fat finger because you gotta use your whole hand for one letter.
Yeah, but I misspelled that too. It's not like I don't know how to spell minute or happened. Big deal. One of the mistakes that I had was not showing myself.
Competency.
Huh? What?
You said one of the mistakes was not showing competency with the firearm.
No.
Not knowing the rules of firearms, like
I know the rules.
Anything worth shooting is worth shooting twice type thing. That's a rule.
Okay, but I didn't show the clips of myself actually.
First off, they're magazines, not clips, unless you're talking about M1
I'm not
brand.
talking about that. The video clips. I didn't show any of the video of me actually out there helping put out the fire.
So what you're saying is you deleted them?
No. Well, yeah, I used to delete all my footage back in the day.
Maybe you should have emailed them then.
Huh?
You should have emailed them because emails don't get deleted. There's always a permanent record of them.
They do for Hillary.
Who's that?
Bleach bit.
Would you call her?
What?
That's racist.
That's not racist. Anyways, back to the video. When I shot it and nothing happened, I turned off the camera because we were getting ready to leave, right? So the camera was off. It was still on the tripod though.
When you said, I don't want to have photographic evidence.
No, I had shot it, nothing happened. We sat there for 2, maybe 3 minutes looking at the field and the berm, waiting for something to light up, to go stomp it out. Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
So we called it good and we started packing up again. And when we started packing up again, one of the guys at the range, his wife, who said, hey, that looks like a wildfire. Her husband said, it is a wildfire.
No, that's like spreading like wildfire.
Yeah, it is a wildfire.
She sounds really pretty.
I think a lot of people think so.
She's probably real. I haven't seen her, so I don't know. She must be. That's the way I imagined it, just the way you described it.
Yeah. After we had, stopped waiting to see if any fire would start, as we're packing back up, she looks out, she sees the fires, and we didn't see it because everyone's busy looking the other way, packing up their bags and loading up their guns. And she goes, "Oh, guys, look!" And she points out there, and everyone turns around. And at first, everyone's like in a state of shock.
Yeah, you don't want to beat off a fire that quick.
Huh?
If you beat it off?
No.
Yeah, you said you're gonna beat off the
I
fire.
didn't, not beat off, dude. Just
because the fire is already on. You're trying to beat it off.
Yeah, but not the way you're saying it. Not like the way you're saying it. Just put it out. After she pointed and told us, hey, look, there's a fire, my first thought wasn't to turn on the camera and record it. My first instinct was to...
You mean to tell me you weren't trying to get on World Star Hip Hop?
No, it wasn't a fight between two teenagers. Isn't that usually what...
I have no idea. I just know people that fight things get put on there. And if you were beating off a fire, I mean, you should have totally been on there. World Star Hip Hop.
Should we submit it?
We probably should, and then just get like a bunch of other people in the background screaming, hooting, and hollering, and pointing.
Anyways, back to the point, like my first thought everyone had was to run out there and start stomping up the fire. We asked the guy next to us if we could use his targets. He said no. So we just went out there and used our feet, and the wind was blowing the smoke away from us when we first got out there and we were stomping out the fire.
Then the laws of physics took over.
The wind changed, it blew the smoke into our faces, and I'm trying to hold my breath as I'm stomping up the fire, and I lost my balance because of one, I wasn't breathing, and two, I had bad balance. Well, I almost fell into the fire, and my buddy, grabbed me and stopped me from falling. He said, "Hey, go back and chill out. We got this." So that's when the video resumes, and you see the camera move and start recording what is happening.
You obviously didn't watch the videos of Smokey the Bear as a kid,
there,
did you?
You can see me still back out there trying to put out the fire because the wind shifted again, and I felt like I was relatively safe from having to hold my breath again. And I've had people actually say that this fire is fake. They think that it's like CGI.
I mean, those are pretty good effects you paid for. Hey, what's that song that goes, "We didn't start the fire, it was always burning"?
Since the world's been turning.
Yeah, but in this case, you didn't. You did start it.
Yeah, I did start it.
You did start the fire. So we should make a new song. It's like, 50, start the fire. It was always burning from the Saiga 12 gauge. That's probably like a #1 hit on the next top 40 public charts. I mean, did you try peeing on it? That would be my next option, to start peeing on it. If you come up on an unconscious person in combat, you start peeing on him until he wakes up. Yeah, that's how you check to make sure he's conscious.
Because nobody wants to get peed on?
Right. If you come up on somebody who's an enemy that was shot dead, you start peeing on him, and he wakes up, he wasn't really dead. He was just playing possum. Then you shoot him again. And that's not a Geneva Conventions violation because you haven't stepped over the body and gone past it yet. We never use hollow points or armor piercing. And we never use 50 cals against people either.
Just the equipment they're holding?
Yep. If he's got an RPG, I'm going to shoot the RPG with the M2. That's more of a level playing field.
Makes sense. But, when the fire first started, we did call the Parks Fire Department. Let them know, hey, we got a brush fire here. You guys need to send out your...
Oh, you called that one guy from Parks and Recreation?
No.
The guy with the mustache?
No.
He would have helped you in this situation. He's always very helpful. If you ever see that TV show.
Yeah, but we called the Parks Fire Department and let them know. They said they were on their way. And we're waiting for the guy to come back with the fire extinguishers from the cars.
I like how you're all just sitting there watching a fire burn. I mean, some people just want to watch the world burn. I think Michael Caine said that one time. I just want to watch the world burn, Batman. That guy looks like a child.
No, see, that was that guy's idea, to get a stick to beat it, and
That's the problem with you special forces and special operator types, is you all just like to think you can run the world and do whatever you want. You're like, you know what? We're just gonna do whatever we want. We don't care. We're cowboys. Look at you doing the cool guy slow walk away from like the explosion behind you, like you're Bruce Willis in Die Hard, just not giving a shit.
Someone call 911?
I don't think we need to call 911, but...
See, that's the thing. Like, I didn't think we needed to call 911 because we already had a call into the Parks Fire Department. So I didn't want another separate call.
But no one likes the police involved, especially when you're a black man. That was an automatic beating.
Or I could have got shot.
All easily. Especially at a gun range, they know you're armed and dangerous at that point. Well, Yeah, you would still be armed and dangerous. He's a one-armed dangerous man, and he's obviously at large, lighting the forest on fire. We gotta catch him.
So that's why I didn't want to call 911. I mean, I was in complete shock. I thought I was gonna get all my weapons taken away. I was gonna, get a huge fine or jail time or something.
I'm thinking about turning mine in anyway. Too much of a hassle.
Cleaning them.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta clean them all the time. You gotta shoot them all the time. All they do is they take money from you and they just nag. Clean me, shoot me. Hey, you've been neglecting me, so I don't want to go back in that dark safe again.
Upgrade me.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, she's real pretty. At least she was very supportive with that pat on the back.
Oh, yeah, she was.
Oh, hey, and the box finally caught on fire.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, you better get angry at that. Go Hulk on it.
It was frustration, man. I was just so frustrated. And here you can see the guys actually using the fire extinguishers now on that side, on the wrong side of the fire. He should have used it on the left side.
Yeah, you see the way the wind's blowing?
And where the trees are.
You know what? Ever since I started using helicopters on infiltrations, I've been like, fuck trees. I really don't like trees.
Luckily enough, there was no grass on the top and back side of the berm. It was like gravel, so we didn't have to worry about the back side. We just had to worry about this section here, and it ended up burning itself out anyway. So,
all right, that's too much text. What's it say? All I see is very dangerous because it's a different color. So I get it. What you did was very dangerous. You're clearly not a trained professional. I probably should have been there because I was probably out fighting the war on terrorism.
Yeah. To make a long story short, I made this video as a warning to people because
and the YouTube views.
I'm not scared to show when I make a mistake, and this is obviously a huge mistake that I made.
Yep. When you were all like, I f***ed up.
But people really don't like the fact that I
have one arm.
No, right here after it's out, I say we're lucky. We called to cancel, like say, hey, we put it out. You don't have to worry to come out. They probably would have still come out anyways, but they never showed up, and we waited at the range for them to show up. So it's kind of weird.
I wonder why they never showed up.
I have no idea. Then a lot of people don't like this right here, where I said, at least I didn't almost kill myself or the cameraman like FPS Russia.
I don't know who that is. It's Russia.
FPS, it stands for First Person Shooter Russia, because he has a Russian accent.
Is he like actually Russian?
No, his name's Kyle. He's from Georgia.
Oh, like Georgia, the country next to Russia.
No, Georgia's the U.S. state where Atlanta is.
You're telling me he's from Atlantis?
No, Atlanta. You were with me at the NRA convention.
Oh, is that where we were? Atlanta?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm so confused right now. I just knew it was a big old city.
FPS Russia did actually
kill his cameraman?
No, he hurt his cameraman where he got cut pretty bad by shrapnel because they would get so close to the binary explosions they would set up.
Hey man, when you're calling in JDAMs and whatnot, you gotta be outside the RAS, which means impact zone for you non-military types.
But they weren't.
Well, how much Tannerite were they shooting in?
They were danger close.
What were his initials? Did he sign off on it?
We'll get to FPS Russia in a later episode. Probably the next one.
Alright then.